Good afternoon, everybody. Feels good to be 5-1. A hard-fought game yesterday. Miami really came in and challenged us in a lot of ways from a defensive standpoint, and made us have to do some communicating to make some adjustments along the way. And credit to them. I mean, they did a really good job and made us work extremely hard. And fortunately, we were able to come away with a big win at home. So feels good to be 5-1 for sure.
How do you think your defense handled, I don't want to say the first adversity, but first real time of struggling this season?
I really thought they did a really good job of just settling down and not panicking and just believing that, somehow, some way we'd get it figured out. Somebody would make a play to get things turned. And sure enough, Jordan Phillips comes up with a big play. Then Tre'Davious comes up with another big play and another big play. And all of a sudden, momentum switches for our team, and we end up with a big win. But I thought they handled things really well, and that's going to happen in our league. You just don't know when. And then it's a matter of how you respond when you face adversity as a group. And for us, I mean, our guys have handled it throughout the short season we've been a part of. They've handled adversity extremely well.
Ed said afterwards that the message at halftime was stop thinking and just play. Were they doing a lot of things different that maybe you didn't see, and that's kind of where you said the communication and challenges were coming?
They did a few things a little bit different to break some tendencies, but nothing that should have really got us out of sorts. I think sometimes, not to make any excuses, sometimes you watch so much film during a bye week and you can overanalyze things and start seeing ghosts at times, and you just got to play things for what they are. And we just had to settle down and just trust what we've been doing throughout the year. And once our guys did that, we started playing a little bit better.
A lot of guys mentioned how calm you were at halftime and throughout the game. Where does that come from? Guys mentioned that they really lean on that because you're not panicking, so they don't really panic when things aren't going well.
It's pretty cool. I just believe, Matt, and I think John and I referenced this before. When you've been around it for so long, you see, and I talk to our guys all the time about the ebbs and flows of the NFL and games, and just how you can't let the moment sometimes hijack you emotionally, and you just got to sometimes ride the wave a little bit. And there are going to be some highs, there are going to be some lows, but you just got to be able to handle them the right way and understand that in our league, these are four-quarter games, and they're NFL players and they're good players, and they might make some plays sometimes. So you got to be able to handle it the right way. Otherwise, guy makes a play, you're still worried about that previous play, and now here comes another play, and before you know it, it can snowball on you. So you got to be able to let that play go, focus on this play, because really that's the only thing that really matters now. And it's hard to do that when you kind of lose yourself and get angry, and you're so mad about what just happened, and you kind of get out of sorts. And we just talk to them all the time about just play the next play, play the next play, play the next play. That's all that really matters. And our guys have been really good about that. We've faced some adverse moments over the course of these 6 weeks that we played games, and it's going to happen some more. You just got to be able to battle, keep battling, keep believing. Got a lot of good players. Somebody's going to make a play to get things turned, and it happened yesterday.
Have you always kind of been that way, or you sort of developed that over time? The more football you see, the more games you coach.
I think even as a player, Matt, I just just confident that things are going to work out. Somebody's going to make a play. I felt that way when we played. If you got the right people around you, and so if you believe it, you don't really have to panic. You got to trust. And we have some guys that are very trustworthy on our defense, on our team. And if you say that, well, then you need to act it too. And these guys, they do it. I mean, they give you reasons to trust that they're going to execute their assignments. There are going to be some hiccups along the way, but you just know at the end of the day, they're going to get it figured out. So you don't have to panic because of that.
What do you make of Tre'Davious White and the way he comes up big in the second half? I go back to that Tampa Bay game, I think, in the rookie season, when he single-handedly turned the ball over twice, I think, in the fourth quarter. But what do you make of his ability to come up big that way?
It's funny you bring that Tampa game up. I thought about that game after his plays because this was kind of like one of those games, you know. And that play he made then was a turning point. Obviously, it sealed the game for us and really got us going as a team. And what he did yesterday was very similar, but we've seen it in his 3 short years here. He finds a way to come up with big plays in some tough moments. It just speaks to his intestinal fortitude, his heart, his desire, and his confidence that he's a big play guy. He believes that, and then he acts on it when he gets an opportunity. So there's no situation too big for him, no circumstance that scares him. You know, you've seen us from the day he's gotten here put him on the best receivers, even as a rookie, and to deal with that and to find ways to make big plays just speaks to his toughness, his mental toughness, and his work ethic as well.
Do you think he needs to put aside his goaltending career for a while?
His goaltending career. You know, when Sean announced that he was one of our game ball recipients today, he mentioned that he owned a goalie company as well. He has a goalie school or something. So, yes, I think all the things he's doing as far as teaching how to be a good goalie, he can let that go and just concentrate on being a good defensive back for sure.
So you guys rank 22nd out of 32 teams in sacks, and we talked a lot about, you know, in the offseason and in training camp about, you know, what Ed brought to this line. Jerry's obviously there. Why haven't the high sack totals been there yet in the first 6 games?
You know, we haven't gotten the quarterback on the ground, but we've affected him a number of times where, you know, we've had him thrown under duress. Even the sack that Trent got yesterday, you know, quarterback is scrambling, gives great effort, ends up, you know, making a big play for us. So we've had some moments where we've made the guy run around, but maybe not have gotten him on the ground. But I think the sacks will come. You know, we'll keep finding ways to rush the quarterback and make him move around. But sometimes, if you can affect him just by getting him off his spot in the pocket, by making him have to throw on a run, and that may not be a sack, but it can result in the results that you want. And you know, we've been able to get that done for the most part. I think we were near the top of the league as far as harassing the quarterback. We just didn't get him on the ground as much as we'd like.
Leslie, first of all, going back to your comment before about knowing a guy's going to make the play. When you were a player, you had a bunch of guys you knew. That was pretty easy with those guys in front of you and around you.
Right.
What was the issue about running between the tackles you did mostly yesterday? Were you able to have success? Communication, missed tackles, all the above?
Yeah, what we talked to him about, Sal, in our meeting this afternoon was, and this is from Sean as well, just 1/11. He preaches it all the time, and that comes back to just doing your job. And there were times we really didn't do our jobs. We weren't, you know, gap sound, and that's uncharacteristic of us, at least throughout 2019. But we got back to doing things the way we should, and hopefully going forward we'll adhere to just taking care of my responsibility, my gap, and not let some of those runs that should be basic runs that we've seen in the first 5 weeks not become explosive runs.
Leslie, how do you think you fared without Matt in the lineup?
You know, Matt's a big part of us for sure, and we definitely missed him yesterday. But that being said, Maurice did a really good job of coming in and stepping in an adverse situation. You know, Corey Thompson practiced some during the week and then wasn't able to go, and then all of a sudden Maurice is thrust in there full time. And I thought he really did a good job, and that experience he got yesterday should help him in the future if Matt can't go this week either. So I think we'll be all right, but Matt's a really good player, and hopefully we'll get him back soon.
I talked to Tre'Davious after the game yesterday about Levi Wallace. It seemed like they were targeting him quite a bit. After you were able to look at the film, talk to him a little bit, what do you guys talk about in terms of maybe getting some things right there, or was there anything that you saw that needs to get right there?
No, there were maybe one technical play, the one deep ball that they caught down the sideline. That was one from a technical standpoint that he could be a little bit better on. But the others, you know, 6 to 8 yard, what we call a bang 8. You tackle that, you know, we're fine. The hitch routes, tackle it, we're fine. It's the explosives over the top that you get concerned about. And he's been really good at limiting those, and he was good yesterday in doing it. They had that one big play. But other than that, I mean, he did what he was supposed to do within the scheme. I mean, they're catching some 6 or 8 yard in-breaking routes or 6 or 8 yard hitches outside. You know, we can live with that. We'll be all right. So.
You guys mentioned that they were hitting you guys with some of the runs you saw in the Colts game last year in the first half. What did you see that wasn't working for you guys, and how'd you get it fixed so quickly?
Yeah, you know, we knew going in that their offensive line coach had worked with the Colts a season ago, and their run game really gave us some trouble a year ago, so we worked on some of those runs, but we just didn't handle them very well early. And the one thing we did, you know, we made a few subtle adjustments, and we do play this team in a few weeks, so we don't want to get too detailed about that. But the adjustments we made helped us to limit some of those runs in the second half.
What have you seen from Philadelphia's offense this season?
Haven't seen much up to this point, John. I just know when I've watched them in the past, if we played crossover opponents, they have a really good quarterback and a really good scheme that can really stress your defense in a lot of different ways. I'm not sure. I know they have some injuries right now. I'm just not sure how many of those guys will be back for our game. But good offense, good coaching staff. No Doug from his days when we were in Philly together, and just an offense that can be explosive. I'm not sure what happened last night. I haven't watched that game yet, but I know they're more than capable of scoring a lot of points and moving the football, and they have a really good tight end who's as good as there is in this league. So we'll have to be right come Sunday for sure, especially coming off the loss that they just had last night. It's a hard loss. I'm sure they have a lot of pride, and they're going to want to redeem themselves for sure.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Leslie.
Yep.